So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you did not. So I fell asleep with a broken heart.
Hey, listen, I got Sean on and he's cursing me out, but he don't know that I can't hear a word he said. I can only kind of read his lips. What were you saying, Sean? Oh, he said, oh no!
Not this show.
Good thing that was not on. I don't think. Was it done? No, it wasn't. Okay, good. Just so you guys know, Sean just mooned you.
Happy Monday.
And that was on our home camera. Now the police and everybody's gonna be coming around. Like, what was that? Anyway, hey guys, it is. Look, you see your reaction.
Booty, rocking everywhere.
It is Monday, the 17th. We over the hump as far as August is concerned, guys. It's gonna be over with. And today I just found out unless I come up with some ransom money, I'm gonna lose my producer by the first, and so you gotta have the money, or he's dead.
Oh, Sean, if I'm not home by 7:30, send somebody after me.
Yeah, it's ugly over here.
You know where to find me. He's like, bitch, I ain't coming. I'm not coming for you.
Talk
Is
out,
it time to
John.
feed the pigs?
Feed the pigs. Yes, feed the pigs. That's a drastic angle you got there, Don.
Oh, they're back.
Hey, what's up there, girlfriend?
How y'all doing?
Future entrepreneur. These are future entrepreneurs of America. What is she, 16 now? By the time you're 20, you'll be ruling the world. Got plans.
You got this?
So how's your trip? It was that good, huh?
Mine is great. Been thrift shopping.
All right. Shopping till you're dropping.
Oh, that's what it is. Different shopping.
That's right.
Girls have
All
to
right,
go
so,
shopping.
This is the recovery room. It is the 17th of August. It is 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Just like you said,
Or
July.
maybe a little after.
When I said July.
July.
You
You
said-
lied.
You lied. You
Yeah,
lied.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was gone. And
Yeah.
now we're in August and it's like
Yeah,
gone.
you think when I say that, it's like I'm just trying to let you guys know. You remember when you were like a kid, right? And you had birthday or Thanksgiving or something, or Christmas, and it was it seemed like forever until the next Christmas
I
was going
guess
to come.
not anymore. They
You
seem
know,
like
no.
they're just
These
coming
days
around.
they're just
They're
coming and
cycling.
going and coming and going. So when I talk about these months flying by, that is right. And for all you bean counters out there, if you know they go by so quick. So if you stop getting high one day, about 17, 18 days later, you know you'll have that time in. You know what I mean? And it's kind of it's really as simple as that. I read something today. I don't know, Pastor Buck. Somebody sent me something today. And what it said at the end of it is, though, it's like nobody's going to do this for you. Nobody is going to do this for you. I don't care how many counseling sessions you do. I don't care how many, whatever it is. Nobody's going to do it for you.
Or then until
Am I
you're
like
willing
cut off,
to,
Don? Is that what you're trying to say?
before you're fully willing to do it for yourself, you can't do it then either.
Every chance I get.
Oh yeah,
It's-
that's good.
Beat him till he's gone.
Is that better?
Thank you. Yeah, and it's always the simple things that stand out to most of me, because it was a simple little quote. Like, nobody's saying your mama, your daddy, it don't matter who. Nobody, until you get that realization, until that little voice in your head says, that's it. And sometimes that little voice screams at you, that's it.
Or screams and yells and comes
And-
back
and
and back
yeah,
and back.
that's it.
But until you join that little voice in your head, it's on its own. You can be on your own, and you haven't made it. And it takes that. You got to do the work, and it's work.
Yeah, if you haven't already joined the Recovery Room family on Facebook, please do. Most of the stuff that we do, we post on there. And there's some people there that have been with us for a while. They post some very interesting stuff. And usually we've been kind of on a roll here doing some other stuff, but usually we post the day's comments on a topic. And we didn't post it on recovery, but if you're looking on the page there, it says, "You are what you eat." Remember that one? If you're old enough to remember that used to be like a commercial or something. But it's the absolute truth, right? It's like we take stuff, right? Let's say a banana, right? Do you realize that a banana 4 hours later is you? Because really, right? Because you eat the banana, your body is smart enough to take all the stuff that it needs to that it could use, and then discard the rest. And so basically that banana becomes you. And so as I was riding down the street the other day, because you know I ride down the street almost every day. That's what I love about the area in which we live. I think I get to ride 300 days a year, which is amazing. I love it. But as I'm riding, I'm thinking to myself, you are what you eat. And so right now, what's disturbing to me, and it's always been disturbing to me, but it's more disturbing to me now than ever that I'm thinking about it, is that what you put into your body, if it's biodegradable, your body's going to be able to use it. But it says if it's synthetic, it's going to take whatever that is like real and biodegradable, and then discard the rest. Your body can't even do anything with the synthetics that are in the drugs that are on the street today. Okay, and so none of these guys, none of them, not one of them, and maybe some. I mean, and you guys get caught up in Breaking Bad and all that, all the movies and all that, but very few of these
Sean,
people are chemists. Very few are pharmacists or doctors at all.
Right.
But they are selling something for pain.
The other scary part was, as we're doing our food pass out on Tuesdays, the homeless population around here.
Homeliness? Is that like the homely homeboys?
Okay. Guys, I don't feel good today.
Yeah,
I'm
and I want to
sorry.
give her a big shout out because she's here today not feeling well. She just want to come and see you
I'm
guys and
exhausted.
try to share her experience. It's been real.
No, the homeless population around here, and so then them picking up boxes, which is great, but then you see them down there making deals within people, and you have to then at that point wonder, now looking at them, what the heck could they be selling?
Right. Where'd they get it from?
Like, or what'd you do with it? Because you know you've cut it down now like 5 times, and now you're still.
And with
then
what or who that you're ingesting into your body.
and that you passed it down from what you even started with, which was probably garbage, and now you're here just handing out, to people, and you wonder why our fentanyl, our overdoses, and our everything else is going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it is because
Hi,
you're
Judy.
buying
Hi, Buck.
buying stuff. Hey Buck, hey Judy, it's because you're buying garbage. It's always been garbage, but now it's more garbage than ever.
They started with garbage, and I can't imagine like these garbage heads to now.
Oh
then
my God,
see
to make
them,
any money and support their own habit?
and to see that they used to be like garbage, and to see now that they're only like 5 stages down, I can't imagine what is coming
Yeah.
out of.
Yeah. And to think that as addicts, we go out and we seek these people out. Who's got it? I don't care who it is. If you got it, I want it.
I remember in Miami, it was probably about 1984, give or take. There was these 2 Cuban guys, and they called the police because they were doing a drug deal and they got robbed. And they were like, "Yeah, these guys stole all our drugs."
Could you say that again? That was funny.
But if you Google it, you'll be surprised how many freaking idiots have called the popo up and say, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I was doing this drug deal and they
Yeah,
put
they
the gun
robbed
in,
me.
took my drugs and the money. And I was just got
Can I give
arrested.
his money back?
Could you help me, Mr. Officer? Hey, listen, and this
He
is the
owes me
mentality.
$40.
And this is the mentality, guys. And so what we got to do is elevate our thinking. We got to elevate our like, you know, let's just stop with the madness. We have been lulled in sleep so much that we are, I mean, we got this vessel here, right? This thing that is unlike anything else on the planet. But the only thing that really separates us though from a lot of the animals like cows and pigs and horses or whatever is this brain that we have. I mean, other people have organs. They all got, you know, livers and stuff, and they eat and poop and all that. You know what I mean? But they don't have this, okay? And the waste of this is the biggest. If there's a sin, if you believe in sin or not sin, if there is a sin, the waste of your brain power, the waste of the talent that you have been given is the biggest sin of them all.
That's what Judy just said. Mine is a terrible thing to waste.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste. There's been so many commercials about all this stuff, man. And guess what? We're having this conversation. It's like, you know, and I used to always ask this in Bible study, right? I was like, do we ever graduate from Bible study?
I don't know, do you?
You know,
Or what's that
do
called?
you ever graduate from Bible study? Did you ever get it? Did you ever just get it? You know? Probably not, huh?
Well,
Probably not, because every time we say a quote, every time we play a video, every time you listen to one of the speakers, Drew or any of these guys, you know, they're telling you the same thing. Do you ever get it?
I don't know. I mean, it took me forever to get it. I mean, how many like detoxes, rehabs, losses, grievances do you have to go through? At some point, and still you've lost everything, but and that's where we go back to like the whole recover. Do you want to recover that? Is that what you're trying to do?
Or are you trying to discover
Well,
something?
From working in the restaurant industry for 30 plus years, everybody that's in the industry, I don't know anybody that didn't go out to smoke a joint behind the dumpster when it was slow or whatever else. And that was really like the lifestyle thing. That was the thing that you saw everybody doing every single day. So it was like, oh, well, I'm just at work. Well, then you got the one people doing smoking out by the dumpster. You got the other people doing lines in the bathroom, and you're winding down after work, having some beers. And that was the norm. That's what you saw every day working in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if I've chefed at some 5-star places, and it doesn't matter.
No, it does not matter.
Man.
And it doesn't matter in any other industry either. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's doctors or lawyers, Indian chiefs. There's addiction in all of it, and there's these patterns that people create. Like you said, yeah, okay, I got a break. My first thought is let me grab a joint or whatever and go out by the dumpster. That becomes a habit, or have a beer, whatever. You know, it's whatever you are what you eat. And so that was the real point of you are what you eat, and not just what we ingest into our body, but it's what we put into our brain. You know, and it's how you interpret it. Chrissy and I had this conversation yesterday. It's like, okay, these things are all things that they could be interpreted and handled in a variety of ways.
So we're talking the whole, like, when we talk about perception, but it's like you got to take it in first to even be able to perceive it. So it's your intake. Like,
Right.
I
You're not avoiding it.
You have to start at step one.
Yeah. And you don't have to turn like a disappointment into anger or stress, or turn into something that is not, you know, because what it really is just a little bit of thing that happened along the way that in just a minute or two or 3 or 4 days or in September the 17th, right now, what is it, August 17th? I'm going to tell you, remember I said to you on September 17th, that little thing that you were talking about that was such a big issue that you internalized as stress and everything, that you could just say, hey, listen, that kind of happened, but listen, listen, I got something else I got to do, so let's deal with that and then move on. Because people tend to internalize things so much and internalize it in a way that is detrimental to their own health. You're playing mental roulette and whatever you want to call it with yourself, because these feelings are not felt by other people except the people come around you, look at you like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know?
And that's beyond a guilty by association. That's when you say the storm is not your own, but when your reflections and your actions are filling out to ones around you.
Yeah. Guys, it's our thoughts. It's our thoughts. As a man or woman, think of so are they. So I'm encouraging you guys as best you can, because listen, like I told Don, I mean, I come in here and, you know, whatever I got going on, or wherever I am, wherever I got going on, people won't know about it. Not that I'm trying to hide it, but it's just like it's not this overwhelming thing that I got to have this look on my face and share it with everybody. You know what I mean? That's just not what it is. Don, you're on, you know.
Yeah, I do now.
Okay.
Don,
you
you're on and the
and you got a phone call.
And
This guy's busy. Yeah, and he wants to get paid.
Could you do something?
Hello?
Bueller?
Bueller? Wait for it.
That's probably Sean calling.
At least we know the phone rings. And listen, Don, you can put that number up, and I'll try to remember to get a cord or a real phone or something.
Don't get right up.
Was that the bill you're calling for about the bill?
Yeah. Hang on.
So anyway, what's in the news today, Sean? I know you've been checking.
Well, actually, let me skip over the news part. Earlier when you were taking a little nappy, I was telling Chrissy this thing I saw on Craigslist, and luckily I reached out to the people. I don't know if they gave her a call, but it was a family of 7 that's been quarantined now for 3 weeks because of two of the people in the house have the coronavirus, and they're starving because they can't go out to try to get food. They've got no money coming in, no. So Chrissy had me send them an email and her phone number. So hopefully they're going to give her a call.
Where are they located?
Almost not too far from the church where you guys get the food at.
Like what?
Okay, well,
like
it'd be good to know
Fruitville?
tonight so that we're
Yeah.
already over there and be able to drop it off.
They didn't have the address, but it was like on Fruitville or something. It's
Okay.
on the way
Well,
back.
that's good. I mean,
To,
you know.
and to please anybody out there, reach out.
Yeah, I'm hoping, and you guys put in some positive prayers and some thoughts and whatever you call it. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to piss anybody. Some people don't believe in prayer. Some people don't believe in a lot of stuff. I really don't care what you believe in, but I really need you to be positive about this whole thing, that this thing will be renewed for another month, because it's over at the end of, right now, the end of this month. And so unless it's renewed, then, you know, so put some positive thoughts, because I believe that this thing is the most powerful transmitter on the planet and receiver.
And receiver.
You know, it is the most powerful computer on the planet, and I believe that we can send out enough wavelength power to make some things happen. You know, that reaches out and touches people. I mean, we can accept that. We get in the car and we tune our radio to a frequency and we get away from it. You know, and you know, why can't we accept it? Like, remember we were talking about, it's like, yeah, I was just thinking about you. And the people say, oh, yeah, I was just thinking about you, too. Wonder why. You know?
You're concepting. The waves work.
Yeah. See, there's more electricity going on in this thing than all the power plants in the country. I'm telling you, it's a most amazing thing, and the fact that we don't use it to its full extent, again, is a sin. It's a sin. It's a shame. And you know, and Chrissy's not talking about. I know I'm all over the place today, and that's good. Now, Chrissy's not talking about it, but that beautiful young lady that you saw in the background behind Sean, I don't know if I guess by now, because they did a show by themselves one time. I guess me and Sean were out of town, and you and Kylie actually did a show, which I thought was very cool. Is her daughter, and you know, and so when we start talking about recovery, talking about getting your relationships back in order, and people moving forward and forgiving and all those different things, this is one of the things that's happening right here in front of your eyes. And that's what I've been saying a lot about lately about this situation. When you see Sean, I put that picture of Sean up. That was just October of last year when he was in the hospital. And you saw the look on his face. He was like, you know, there was nothing in there, let me tell you. But there was a lot of stuff in there. But it
You don't wanna
none of it
know.
made
You
it,
don't
none
know
of it made
what's in
any
there.
sense. But then you're seeing right in front of your eyes the picture of recovery, you know. And then we post a lot of stuff before and afters and all that stuff. You got before, you got during, the middle, you got to now. You can just go back if you feel like it. You can just go back and do a recovery room marathon. Start about this time last year, and you can see the whole story unfold.
And this, but like right now I can say this is like the truth part, and it's the when the the struggle is real, whatever, as you work on bringing your babies back, and when you work on sobriety and you work on getting your feelings back, and then you even work on getting your babies back,
Yeah.
it all still hurts. It's all still a process. I'm working through it right now. I mean, she's right here, and I am more, my heart is like exploded in just happiness, and she's safe and she's here. But my anxiety of actually now having her in my presence is out the freaking roof, because I don't even maybe know at this point what to do with her. So it becomes to the truth of once you get that step back, you still have to keep doing the work, and it's work.
Yeah, and see that little four-letter word there has ruined many. W-O-R-K. So yeah,
doing it.
no, and it is work, and if we ever make it seem like it's easy, and I don't know if we ever do that,
I'm sorry,
but
do I look like, I'm sorry, I look horrible. Does it look like easy?
never, you could never look
Oh.
horrible, honey.
It is work. It is
Yeah, and sometimes you
gut-wrenching
get
out there
tired.
work.
Sometimes you fall down, go boom. But as Donnie McClurkin would say, as Les Brown would say, you fall down, try to fall on your back, because if you can look up, it's easier to get up. We all fall down. It's one of my favorite songs. We fall down, but we get up. They say a saint is just a sinner who fell down. The guy who wrote the most important scriptures in that Bible wrote them from jail. Okay, wrote them from jail. Okay, and so and he talked about falling down and getting up. Well, you know how many people he converted in that jail cell? How many Romans became Christians from that jail cell? So I mean,
Where do you think T.I., DMX, and the gang are from? Come on.
What?
It's a thinking time. You just...
I don't know what DMI and T.I., DMX and T.I. and who else? What they had to do? No, explain to me. I missed it. Come out of jail?
They were ones that most of their albums came successful from the jail cells. So no, it's like when you sit in there and you actually have that time. It's kind of like when maybe you take the time. So if you don't have to associate it with rehab or jail time, but take the time now to journal or do something.
Right, you
is
got
what I
plenty
say.
of
So
time.
it's expression time. Or even if you don't have to be locked up, just put your expressions out. Learn how to
Yeah.
express yourself.
Spend that time that you do your self-imprisonment doing some other stuff that is the beginning of releasing yourself from your own self-imposed prison. Because that's what it is. At the end, at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of the day. Wow, look at that, Don. That's what it is.
No, it isn't.
Well, you did it. You
No,
finally got
that's
4
what-
screens up. Wow, that's exciting.
Sorry.
Was 4 the same, but that's okay.
Look at Sean's
We're
head.
living in
Where
boxes.
did you go?
We're living in boxes. That's all it is.
Sean's head.
Remember we were trying to get out of the box, and now everything you see is a box? All the newscasts, everything you see, the commercials, everything, they're putting people back in boxes. Because I guess where we are, right? I guess we're isolated. And wow, Don, you're having some fun today, huh?
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I
you are.
didn't do that.
Yeah, look at that. Now you got 3. You got all 4. And now if I was to put something in that third and that fourth one, you'd have 4 different shots.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. That's nice.
If you'd let me know we were doing this, I'd sit up straight and not feel like a human being.
Well,
but
for you
this
guys,
is all my shit. This is how you are.
so you guys out there, and now you're locked in.
This thing,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you might have to restart it.
Can you just
Listen,
put this on
we've been-
Sean?
Do that if I
Sean, what are
can't
you
tell.
doing?
yeah, could you just do the, go
Sean.
to camera 1, camera 3? Here's Sean, but
There you
he's in all 4
Four
screens.
versions of Sean.
Hey, listen, guys, all you guys, if nobody's told you they love you today, let us be the first one to tell you we love
Hey.
you guys, and
Yeah,
we love you
yeah.
guys for sticking with us too, to all of these little things like this, all our little technical things, But you've been here to witness again. You've witnessed the growth, You've witnessed the thing go from in the living room on the phone to in a studio
No,
space with lights and cameras
it
and,
actually started
and
in-
switchers and
It started in the middle bedroom when you took, I think you flew to New York, and Sean came in to save my butt because I got on the screen to do the first show by myself, and I started bawling my eyes out within like seconds, and he came in on his wheelchair and came in to talk with me because he had to save my, he's like, you lost this at Hello. So he came in to save my butt. So this would have been like a year ago.
there's some
So
butt
that-
saving going on around here.
And that was in the middle bedroom. That was in the middle
yeah.
bedroom.
So we've come a long way, baby. We've come a long way, baby, and we got a good ways to go. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check us out this weekend at the Nico's Farmers Market. We did a little thing there. We went live. We wouldn't have been able to do that 2 years ago. You know what I mean? It's so things are. It's just like recovery, or what we like to now kind of make more discovery. It's just like discovery. As you find yourself getting your thoughts clearer and able to decipher some stuff, you start seeing things improve. I mean, you look around this room here, and none of this stuff, a few years ago, none of this stuff would have been safe in here. You know what I mean?
Stone.
Gone.
Good.
You know what I mean? And so that's part of the discovery. You discover that you don't have to sell all your stuff. You're good. You go to bed at night and you wake up and you had money, still got money in your pocket, and you was like, whoa, wow, where'd this come from? From where you left it last, for a change.
One day it was not like that.
So, okay, here's, John, and I know you got something to say about this, but here's my pet peeve.
Oh, here we go.
I told you guys, right? I joined the Biden, just on the Biden text message thing or whatever, and every time they send me a little text message about what's going on, they ask me to chip in $5 or $10. And I'm like, really? Like, you guys, government, because I'm putting all government in one basket now. You guys had the audacity to go home on vacation without taking care of some business that is your business. It is your job to take care of us, or really to take care of our money so that we can take care of ourselves. And you guys decided it wasn't important enough. So you just went on home. So I'm not voting for nobody. Nobody gets this vote. You haven't earned it.
I ain't sending you $5 neither.
I ain't sending you no $5 neither.
Send me $5.
Yeah, send me $5. Send me my money. I'm gonna do something for me. Send me my money. And that's my angry black man.
What are
segment.
your thoughts, Sean? Hello?
I'm almost like, you know what, they're saying that it's not, they're okay with the Black Lives Matter, with the protest, taking a bomb to a federal building and blowing it up. They're saying that that's okay, that's all right. You know what, fucking go drop a bomb on DC, just take them all out. You know?
Trump 2020, and he just said that? Ooh, what
No,
happened
because
today?
it is ridiculous, and I'm saying that yes, we need to start thinking about how we're going to revamp this thing, because it is not working the way that it is set up right now. Okay, these guys are living like high on the freaking hog. You know what I mean? And have our lives.
That's Judy just said, plus they want you to pay to take their surveys. I'm sorry.
Crazy. No, it's
So,
okay
that's
because
another-
this is where we're going. I mean, and you guys know, you that know me. I am probably the least political person, at least talking about it. You know, I got my own beliefs and all that, but this is something I just feel like we need to share because we have now got to wake out of our slumber. Okay, we've got to break out of we've been forced to over the last few months to break out of our complacency because before that we were on that whole treadmill of going to bed at 10 o'clock, waking up at 6, doing the thing, having the coffee, patting the kids on the head, going out the door, coming back home, doing it all over again. But all that was taken away, and so we were forced, a whole bunch of us forced into a non-conformist mindset. But we've been talking about trying to get back to it. You know, a lot of those jobs are not going to be coming back. Let's be realistic about it, okay? A lot of those jobs will never come back again. And so what you have to do is take this time, as we were talking about, use your brain and try to figure out another way to earn an income and to do it in the fashion in which you have become accustomed to with your $600 extra a month or week.
A week.
You know, you have come accustomed to a certain standard of living doing that, right? And so that's how you had to elevate your activity because it is action and reaction in this world, you know. So if you need to make now, because it was really more like for some people 800 is almost 900 a week, which is probably what we need to survive in the world with the cost of living as it is. Okay, so I'm saying if we get nothing else out of this deal, if you never send another doggone dollar. Take in and do the math on how you take that and drop it down to where people are earning a minimum of $15 an hour. A minimum. That's still not enough.
On the note of my son is 18 to go out and get he, even though that he has roommates and now has found himself a place to stay, his room and board is still, even just to cover the half the electric, that's $70 a month. He's got a deal. That's not car, that's not insurance, that's not anything. But if you take $70 a month, but if you go to, like, I was looking at, into finding him a job, they're paying $8 an hour. You actually do the math on that.
You're not going to send your kid to that.
Well, of course not. But even at that, if you do the math for even if he's got himself in a place for $70 a month at $8 an hour, he can't make that. So how are you going to have a car or food or insurance or light? You're trying to cover your insurance for your electric part, like.
That same little girl back there, she had a car and the insurance on it was $500 a month.
$550.
$550 per month. I mean, really?
No.
But yet, who's gonna hire you right now? Okay, so
That you can even pay your insurance.
No, so here's the whole thing. But yet they want to tell you, go get a job, go get a job. Okay, well I can go get a job, but you're gonna go what? Make $8 an hour
Yeah.
for what? I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to work every day for.
Somehow it's got to be mandatory. Somehow it's got to be mandatory. If there's any kind of eye-opening thing that's going to happen here, is that if they do not do it, then they want to keep you as serfs and slaves. I'm telling you. I mean, it's just the way it is. You know, the rich are going to get richer. Listen, during this whole thing, Wall Street has not been, one time it went down because they got it for site's sake, it went down. But beyond that, them fat cats have been eating and living well.
What's Sean gonna say? What are you saying?
I was gonna say that one huge part of me thinks that in a way to help this economy and help the way that these teenagers are thinking about how they hate everything, whatever else, I strongly believe, you know what, go serve for this country, stand for that flag,
Yeah.
and then tell me why you don't believe in that flag, you want to burn that flag, you want to disrespect everybody else that stood for it.
Yeah.
But you're going to appreciate earning that whatever wage you're going to get when you get out to have that meal or have that decision to go get a cheeseburger from McDonald's or go pick up a steak from the store.
can take
A lot of
for
countries that
granted.
you live in, your choice is to eat or don't eat.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it being here in America, get out. But didn't a bunch of those freaking people, oh, Trump's president, I'm leaving. Rosie O'Donnell, you said that before. You're still here? I thought you left. You know? Go. You don't like it?
Listen,
Eat.
You're a boy.
here's my thought about all of that, to be honest with you. I also believe, and it hasn't happened in a little while now, which is why we're so screwed up, I think. I actually believe that the commander-in-chief should have served in the military.
Oh, I believe so also.
You know?
I believe everybody in
and
office
so
should
we've been
serve.
kind of bamboozled by a bunch of civilian blokes who know nothing about taking care of having the lives, really having the lives of a bunch of men and women in their hands, taking them into battle, because that's what we are now. We're battling corona. We're battling this opioid overdose epidemic that we got. We're battling what is, we call it all kinds of stuff, institutional systemic racism, and it's not even that, because it's way beyond that. I mean, most of my friends are successful white men. Okay, and they don't look at me any different or whatever. What it is, though, it is if they do, it's because it's a class thing. It's not race. It's class. It's how are you living? Okay. Do you have a 401c3 or 401k or a 501c3? You know?
Hey.
Do you have a pension? Did you retire with the package that you can live off every day? It's a class thing. Or are you living where you can afford a Tesla? You know? And I don't take anything away, trust me, from people who have worked their butts off and made a great living. Okay, but people are getting paid millions of dollars just to sit and have a figurehead, and I mean, it's time for this. We got to change this whole thing. And I'm not, and I know everybody says it. Well, if you want to help people, it's socialists. Well, damn it, if it's socialists, let's be some socialists, because it's already that. I mean, Medicaid is Social Security, Medicare,
And they've done-
food stamps,
and
food,
they-
and not stamps anymore, EBT.
And they've done away with so much of the Medicaid and the Medicare. They have done away with so much of it and made the guidelines absolutely ridiculous that unfortunately it's very almost unaccessible. It's not good.
We're all in this boat together, guys. I don't give a crap how you slice it. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When you look out your eyes at the world, it is the same world in which I'm living in.
We may not be all in the same boat, but we all in a boat.
We're on a boat.
Figure it out.
You know, who's your captain? Who's the captain of your ship? Is it you, or you at the mercy of some dude somewhere? You don't even know.
That brings me back to like when you used to tell me you can't serve two masters.
No, you can't.
You have one captain.
Yeah. Sean, I'm gonna go off for a minute, because no, you'll be on, but I'm gonna go off full screen for a second so I can go and get our favorite famous quote of the day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let me talk about, I saw in the
Yeah,
news.
go ahead and
that
keep
there was
talking.
21 Huh?
Go ahead and keep talking.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, no, I thought you said, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, fine.
Well, go ahead on.
As you were.
What am I looking for?
So I saw this little blurb on the news today. It was only one little thing. I was unsurprised about it. 17 years ago, one of the guys from Run DMC was gunned down in his
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah,
And they went ahead and they actually caught two of the guys. They arrested two people for it today. And I was really surprised that there was no big, huge, thing about it. There was one little thing I saw on Facebook, and then I Googled it, and
yeah, it's like nothing, right? Like, who cares?
It's like, who cares? Well, but here it was a very talented artist, a black musician who was gunned down in his own studio, and who cares? That was years ago. Who cares about that guy? I do.
Yeah, yeah,
I
absolutely.
saw Run DMC, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J and Houdini in Jacksonville, Florida. Sold out concert, 17,000 plus people. I was one of 4 white people there seeing the concert. What's this crazy white boy doing here? I was just jamming out. Having a good old time.
I was here having a good time. That's what you're doing. I'm bringing it back on screen, but you're going to be up with the quote. Looks like. And this is our recovery discovery room quote that we got to always bring out, because see, we sit around and we think about that this thing is so big and this thing is so big and this thing is huge, and there are things. The most important thing is how we see ourselves. See, we think that our deepest fear is that we're not good enough. You know, that we're inadequate, that you know, people look down on me because I'm an addict or because I'm, you know, whatever.
And you get the guilt and the shame, and you lose that worth feeling.
Yeah.
To realize that you're still worth fighting for.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And no, you're right. No, that's nothing to be sorry about. And okay, so it says our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, because it's just not. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. You see, there is this thing called the fear of success. You know, because we have programmed ourselves to be one way so long, and it's just so easy to get by that way, knowing full-heartedly, though, that we could do better. We can tackle something and do better, but it's just so easy to stay in that lane.
You gotta do the work.
Gotta do the work.
Work.
Yeah. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that others won't feel insecure around you. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And it's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. Everyone has it. The plant on down to has this life force, this energy, that if you would just harness it, you can do everything. You can do anything. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And that in itself says it all.
That's actually a good intro to what I'm about to talk about here real quick. So when I first found out that I had this liver disease, the same one that killed my younger brother, alpha-1 antitrypsin, a friend of mine she was here in the Sarasota area, she moved to Tampa, had the same disease. And her level of sickness was about equal as mine. The doctors told her that she was not a candidate for a transplant because she had liver cirrhosis. The disease causes cirrhosis. She maybe had a glass of wine a month at best. She wasn't a drinker, this and that. And I told her, I said, no. So I emailed her all this research on this stuff. I said, bring this to your doctor. I said, yell at him, scream, like, I want to live, you know. And she got on the list 2 days ago for a transplant.
Congratulations.
Because it was just a little bit of advice that I gave her, and it was all out there for her to find. But because she didn't, she's from, I believe, Cuba. Her English is like horrible. And even a translator, like the automatic thing that translates Spanish to English dictionary thing that's through Google, the words doesn't have the same meaning, or messes the translation up. So when I gave her all the stuff, she had to have it translated for her, and because her ears were open, her heart was open, her mind was open to it, and a lot of people prayed for her. Now she's on the list.
It's awesome.
So don't give up your hope. I mean,
Never.
I'm on a list to get on a list.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But you know, those steps were taken. You know, you took the steps that were necessary to get to that point. Now it's going on to the next step. Life is just a series of steps, man, and all of them begin one step at a time. You don't get to the top of to the next floor not going one step at a time. You know, and there is, and I'm gonna guarantee you, there's no escalator, there's no elevator. Okay, you got to take the steps, and that's why even what does it say? The best gram is the program. For a lot of people, you know, that you got to go through the steps, the 12-step programs, because a lot of people need a bunch of reconditioning. You know.
Well, in my perspective, the one thing that kind of got me through, as you just said, reconditioning, I think the one thing that kind of made the change in my cart was the behavior change. You have to, just as kind of as you learn to quit smoking, or you know, the tangible something in your hand, it's like what the Suboxone and that program did for me. Behavior change. You stop picking up every day. You stop. So if you can do that behavior change before maybe you have to do the withdrawals and the other separations and anxiety of that, but you got to start in baby steps, and you have to start there.
Over the weekend, I got in a kayak in my pool, and if you would, anybody would ask T-Bone back in January, well, you think Sean could ever do that?
Get in the pool.
He would have said, "Boy, can't even get in the pool, or get alone get out of the pool."
He don't even know he got a pool.
I'm like, huh? There's a pool back there. But, I put the kayaks in the pool, was able to get in it, get out of it, and I did it a couple times, and because I want to go on a kayaking trip, but don't beat yourself up. Take one little day at a
Little
time.
baby step at
One
a time.
baby steps, you know. And next thing you know, you look back, you're like, wow. You know, write down some stuff in a journal. Be like, you know, on this day, this is how I was feeling, this is what I was thinking, this is what I'm capable of doing. And then a month later, look back, or even a week later, you're like, you know, wow, look how much I accomplished in that 1 week. You know.
You know, there's that whole thought of, you know, I can't save you from drowning, and you're in 2 feet of water, and I can't save you from drowning if you just won't stand up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to stand up, man. You know, and stand for something. See, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You know what I mean? And that's what we have become. That's what we become as a nation. I think as a world now, because we get to see the world and the national pandemic and how it's affected the world. I think the world now is about to have to go through a real crazy reorganizing and reawakening as to how powerful we are as a species. You know? The human race, that's the only race there is. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of people who were bad in kindergarten, they were bad in elementary school, they were bad in doggone high school, they went on to college, they were bad,
What
and
did
they
my
went
kids
into
do?
the doggone corporate world, and they were bad. You know what I mean? And they took some anger with them from being too short, or too fat, or too tall, or too dark, or too whatever. You know, and too redhead. Imagine Don going through high school.
No, we don't want to do that.
Carrot top.
Let's
Let's see your
Carrot top.
Let's see your yearbook pictures, Don.
No, you don't want to do that.
Come on, it'll be fun. Before and afters.
Danger.
Yeah, before he's a producer, to after he's a producer.
I wasn't going that far.
Sorrow beyond words.
But thank you.
But yeah, man, I mean, stand up, people, stand up. It's your life. It's the only life you got. But at the same time, as Chrissy had just said a few minutes ago, the storm is not your own. There's some people who your life is affecting drastically.
Drastic.
You know, and somebody's got to, you know how these people say, well, I'm the first one to go to college. You know, and the first one in my family to go to college. Well, be the first one in the family that breaks that cycle of addiction, because it's a family disease. Okay? Be the first one that breaks that cycle of addiction, at least the mindset that goes along with it. Because at the end of the day, that mindset is one that is some hurt and some pain and some self-esteem issues that have not been addressed. Arrested development, you can call it whatever you want to call it.
But it's
you know?
selfishness through it, and it affects everyone, and you have to come on the other side.
Yeah.
And then at the other side, it takes on the selflessness, and the
Weightlessness.
and the surrender.
Yeah.
To
You got
surrender.
to think about the weightlessness too.
You have to know that you've just screwed everything up. You just surrendered to it, acknowledge it, accountability, back up, and start again. Because you can always start again.
Yeah. Weightlessness.
But you gotta do it.
I said it 4 times now. I want everybody to hear it. Weightlessness. When you get that big heavy weight lifted off of your shoulders and you feel a little like bouncy and buoyant, you feel strong enough to get in the pool and try and discover some things that you rediscover some things that you loved in your life that you haven't had a chance to do in a while, and now you got enough strength and whatever to do it. It is the same picture. I don't care what it is. It's the same picture. Addiction is that same picture. It is just time to go, okay, I got to get well.
Well, you came out with the word freedom.
Yeah.
I didn't like how you used it when we talk about it, but
Yeah.
freedom. And the whole, I guess, like, recently, after not feeling good the last 2 days, I could actually lay in bed and I was thinking and contemplating through my head. I'm going, okay, well, it's not this. I'm not withdrawing. I'm not shaking. It's not. Of course, that's how I'm breaking it down. But it was in my head. Then I just started taking deep breaths, and I'm like, I have no anxiety. I have no stress. I have no guilt that I have to worry about right now.
I ain't
So
hungry.
just-
I ain't
so
angry.
like-
I ain't lonely.
like-
I ain't tired.
so
Well,
like-
might be a little tired.
Very tired. So it was just I laid in bed. I did my breathing exercise. I didn't need Xanax. I didn't need take a deep breath, and once you clear that guilt and that weight, that weightlessness, once you can clear that off your head, you can actually take those breaths and
Well, you are getting a little older now.
Yeah.
shut, man. I'm gonna come home and bust you. Shut up. I'll be here in a minute. Well,
Freedom.
shortly.
I pay good money to be treated badly. You're willing to do it for free, so that's good.
What did you just say?
Oh no. I know.
Excuse me?
Yeah, freedom is a key
Sorry.
word. So I guess before our co-executive producer, Minister Sean, says, why don't we show our commercials?
Oh, the
Oh,
recovery room
there we
brought to
go.
you by-
There we go.
The recovery room is brought to you by not those people, but those people.
Warriors.com, the website that's dedicated to connecting our armed forces and first responders to businesses that appreciate their valor. For more information, go to POWarriors.com or call 336-501-0017. PO Warriors, protecting our warriors that protect us.
Hammock Haven. Spice up your next event with the Hammock Haven Experience. To find out more, go to thehammockhaven.com or call 941-201-5226. The Hammock Haven. Chillax a minute.
I know I've been totally, I didn't even really think about comments. I'm sorry guys if you guys said some comments and we need a response. I'll probably do it later. I just was caught up in this whole thing. Oh, Chrissy's been on top of it. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were because we were kind of dealing with what.
She just assumes I'm slacking.
Well, no, I know you're slacking, but I know why.
Thanks, babe.
Not the problem.
No, I'm just kidding, honey. I'm just saying. I looked over and saw stuff, and we hadn't talked about it. Is all.
Okay, so Judy did say homelessness and unemployment from this pandemic will cost society so much more later.
Yeah, and the isolation will as well, you know. And I believe, and again, let me be clear on this. I'm not going against Fauci because I know if you go against Fauci, they kill you.
Depends on who you are.
Something happens. I saw a young Fauci. I was like,
Somebody-
is that Fauci's son?
Somebody
Anyway.
get killed.
Anyway, I'm totally masked, but I believe that because I was today when I went in the store, I had my mask on and I got lightheaded because I'm breathing back in all I can't even stand my own breath and the carbon dioxide, you know, that's gotta not be good for you. You know, and so at some point down the road, we're gonna go like stop the corona, but it killed a whole bunch of brain cells. Everybody's walking around dumb now because the carbon dioxide poison and
Well, like my sister
Remember
Eileen, when I
the
saw
mask?
her a couple weeks ago, she wanted to get one of those masks, almost like the people riding the bicycles wear. It's got the two little filters on the side. That's great for you individually because it does get rid of this stuff, the carbon dioxide. But if you did have the illness, everyone around you is gonna get it. It just stops the bad germs, more bad germs getting to you.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
still dissipates your bad germs.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen 15 now newscasts about what's a good mask. I mean, God, people, are we really just this stupid?
No, the whole thing was the
Oh.
fact that this just came on, what, 2 days ago, 3 days ago? That they were examining, what, all 16 masks that
Yeah.
are out, and it was like this breaking news. Here's
Yeah,
the mass
you know,
discovery. I
masks
think
is this-
we've been
this
walking
guys, but
around.
they recorded it with their cell phone, yeah.
The mask and whatever now have been going on for like 5 or 6 months, and this was breaking mask news.
Breaking
yesterday.
mask news.
you
What is
want
it?
this
No,
one? Not that one.
I didn't even know these things were called, what do they call them, gators? Is it the one, like the neck thing that you pull up over your thing? I didn't know they had a name. Now they've got a name, gators or something. They're the worst, by the way, according to these guys. That's the worst one. It doesn't stop a thing. So stop with this whole trying to look cute thing.
It's a reverse do-rag for,
Yeah.
if you don't know what
Do,
a gator is.
do.
Well,
know?
it's like,
A gator,
it was
if
the
you don't put it on
president,
your
I
head, you
think,
put it
of
on your
Korea. Somebody had told him, and he didn't do any research on it at all. They said, oh, you can just wash your mask and kerosene,
Oh,
and then you put it on, and it kills the
yeah.
germs.
Yeah.
Well, it also kills you, because you bring this up in, you're gonna pass it on to your head, and
guys, here's the time. If it's ever time to remember that on August 17th, about the last minute of the show on the 17th, T-Bone said that it's time to wake up.
Whoa!
Go back to bed now.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's not your attitude,
Hey,
not your
King.
aptitude. It is
King.
your attitude.
We got King
What's up,
Chris
King
right
Chris?
there.
It is your
And
attitude that determines your
Judy
altitude.
said tonight is the first night of the Democratic National
Yeah,
Convention.
check it out if you can. It'll be a bunch of people in boxes.
Sean will be there.
Thank you, guys. Love you.
We love you,
Peace. Pastor
guys.
Sean.
Peace out.
Thank you.
You sailed away and left me with nothing to say. But you already knew I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me. But you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me. But you did not. So I